And we are live. What up, players? Welcome to another episode of Player Life. It is June 24th here in Tokyo, Japan. Yeah. What is good? Um, God damn, it's humid here in Tokyo, but all is good. All is well. Yeah, today I want to talk about why DMing chicks probably won't work for you. Um, Yeah, this is a just for most guys, DMing chicks on Instagram is it's just going to be a big waste of time. You're just it's just not going to work for you for a bunch of reasons, but one of there are many reasons it's not going to work, but that it may not work for you. And it is one of the main reasons is that most guys game suck seriously badly. Danny in the house, what's up, brother? What is good? Hope you're well, man. Um, yeah, so it's like there's so many guys out there with just terrible, terrible game that even if the girl does see your DM, um, it's very unlikely that she your profile is going to attract her enough to want to reply to you. Plus, you're getting mixed in with a bunch of other simps. Um, you know, DMing a girl isn't necessarily simp behavior. It depends on how you do it. Um, but I saw this. Let me just share something. So obviously, I follow some chicks on Instagram, and this girl shared a screenshot, shared in her story the kind of DMs that she gets, and it really doesn't actually surprise me. Um, but let me just share it. Where is it? Because it's just a good example of how unbelievably bad most guys' game is. Some guys just have such bad game that they'll do things like this. Let me just share it. Okay, so there it is. It says, "Hello, I'm the guy who was next to you on the train earlier. I know you noticed I was taking a pic of you. Gomenne means sorry, if it scared you. But you are absolutely stunning and I couldn't help it. Anyway, would you like to grab some food sometime?" I mean, oh my god, there's so many questions I have about this. But first of all, how did he get her? How did he get her Instagram? I mean, unless he knew her, um, he must have known her. But yeah, it's just pretty crazy. I mean, just the message style is seriously bad. Obviously, it's creepy. I mean, chicks will throw around the word creepy very freely, but this is creepy. Like, this is shouldn't even use the word creepy, but like this is like anti-game, like anti-game. Like it's just creepy on. It's genuinely creepy on so many levels because it's like she's gonna be thinking, how the fuck did he get my Instagram? Or he must, I'm guessing the guy knew her from somewhere or seen her or knew of her or somehow recognized her. Um, then he proceeded to take a picture of her on the train, and then yeah, just so bad. Like the yeah, just the even the use of emojis here is beta, and simpish. As a man, if you are gonna DM girls, the less emojis, the better. Like maybe one at the end. Like guys shouldn't be really using emojis, but like as I say, one at the end is okay, but not like yeah. Emojis are just they're kind of beta. They're kind of it's kind of a feminine. They're feminine things to use, but like I say, you can use them, but like you want to relax on the emojis because women feel that energy off. I mean, Emojis are the least thing wrong with this whole thing, but yeah. Uh, so yeah, I just wanted to share that. That's just gave me the idea of today's topic. Just when I saw that last night, I was like, oh my god, some guy's game is just so ridiculously bad. They'll do things like that. Um, and for some reason they'll think it will work, but it never does. I guarantee you, if we found out who that guy was and asked him, has this ever worked? Have you ever successfully um, met up with a girl by messaging them like this? He's probably going to say, no. Yeah, it's never worked ever. Not even once. Not even close. Not even close to have worked. Danny says, "LOL, oops, I used the sunglass emoji ago. My bad, dude. No, yeah, I'm referring to obviously talk when you're DMing chick when you're talking to chicks. Plus, I said one is okay. One is okay, but so when guys use like multiple emojis, it's like when messaging chicks, it comes across as weak as kind of beta behavior. But yeah, just lay off the emojis. If you find yourself using too many of them, um, it's just not a. It just looks like too try hard as well. Like if you're putting emoji throughout the message and whatnot. Um, but yeah, I mean it's gonna be. Instagram is basically a dating app. Like it's a social media application, but it's also used for chicks use it to source high value men. So for that reason, again, Instagram is not going to be the best way to source women for most men. For most men, Instagram is going to be a pretty bad way to source women, especially through DMs. Um, because women pay attention to so many different things on your Instagram. I mean, they're like even if you exchange Instagram with a chick, she'll scrutinize every aspect of it. First of all, she has to, when you're exchanging Instagram with her, she'll have to like you like enough to, okay, this guy's interesting enough. I'll exchange Instagram with him. And then when she's gonna check it, she's gonna check it in detail. She's gonna scan over your photos. She's gonna click on the photos. She's gonna see how many likes there are. She's gonna click on the likes. She's gonna see how many girls are liking it. These chicks are just savage, right? And then she's gonna go into your followers. She's gonna see how many of them are chicks, and like all these things will either make you more attractive to her or less attractive. Um, and to be honest, I I don't share Mac the Day Gamer Instagram with chicks, but I have a smaller Instagram that I use, but I don't. Sometimes I have very multi-purpose Instagrams. I have Mac the Day Gamer Instagram. I have another photography Instagram, and I have what's it? Yeah, I have a kind of a private one that I use for gaming. But it's like, yeah, it's not my preferred method. I prefer to go for I prefer to exchange line, as in a regular messaging app over Instagram, just because it's like, yeah, there's just too much things that will cock block um on Instagram. I mean, um yeah, so I mean, like for example, chicks will scrutinize the fact that if she goes into your followers and it's mostly chicks that you're following, it's gonna give away the game. It's gonna give away the fact that you're you're a bit of a player. You're trying to be a player at least. Um, you know what I mean? So that'll turn off. I mean, it's like you know, and then she'll check the kind of people that are liking your photos. She'll see, if there's a bunch of if there's a if there's just not the kind of she'll check this thing. Chicks will check in detail. Like if she's interested in you, she'll check like the kinds of people that are liking your photos. Um, and sure, if there's a lot of chicks liking your photos, that'll be like, okay, that's like it's kind of like confirmation. That's pre-selection in a way. But if it's like if it's like a bunch of chicks and then like only one or two guys, then again it could work against you. It can create Instagram can create more problems actually. um with a messaging app, there's more kind of mystery, and that's why I prefer to use messaging app these days. Occasionally I'll use Instagram. But yeah, it's more I think it's more straightforward when I use the regular messaging app. But yeah, let me just let me share this. I'll do some commentary on it.
Do it.
Stupid. Fuck you, bitch.
Do it.
Final simp. Introduce yourself.
My name is Diego.
Okay. And
AKA Captain Morgan.
yeah. Okay. Funny mustache guy is what I'm gonna call you in my head. Tell us about what your issues are that you're having.
I guess my issue would be just talking to girls in general.
I thought it was shaving.
Shaving? What's wrong with it?
No, it's perfect. Keep going. I'm sorry.
I say talking to girls in general. I mean, I'm just putting myself back out there again, just out of a toxic relationship for the past 2-3 years. I felt like I just lost my game completely.
Did you come here just to say that?
The biggest sign that you're weak and that you're beta is that you've been in a toxic relationship for years. I mean, I wouldn't even be in a toxic relationship for a week, let alone a few years. I mean, we all have to learn. We all have to come from somewhere. So you learn by your mistakes. But yeah, I mean, it's just saying, since this show is called the Sim Show. But yeah, I mean, you should never stay in a toxic relationship for a month, let alone years. But sometimes you have to learn the hard way.
You were in a toxic relationship so that your ex could know that you think that it was a toxic relationship?
Oh no, she's the one who made me aware that it was a toxic relationship before I thought it was even a toxic.
What was toxic about it?
Oh, everything.
You obviously didn't cheat because you lost your game.
She cheated 100%.
She says that I cheated.
But did you? You lost your game.
No, I didn't.
So you didn't.
She says that I did, but
You
I
still would have
didn't.
been player if
Right.
he was
What
fucking
was
bitches.
the cheating that you were alleged to have committed?
I was supposed to go have sex with another chick. I went there, that I didn't have sex with her.
That's cheating.
Why? She wouldn't let you
But I
fuck?
didn't get no. I was no. I was supposed to. She told me that if I didn't fuck her, that's what was gonna happen. That she would tell my ex.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So you didn't fuck her.
So you're gonna go all the way over to some chick's house and then not fuck her. I mean, I don't know. I don't see the point in that. But I mean, yeah. I mean, sure. If she's completely busted, I mean, that would be a good excuse. That would be a reason not to fuck her if you got like catfished. But if she's hot and down to fuck, I mean, why wouldn't you fuck? But yeah, I don't know. Unless he was having like second thoughts because he's worried about cheating on his girlfriend. So yeah, but I don't know.
And then she told your ex that you did?
No, that I just met up with her. She
That's
didn't even
still
tell her
cheating.
that.
Meeting up
Well, wait.
with an intention to have sex is cheating.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay, but I didn't fuck her. Have my
You
dick
didn't complete
sucked.
the
I didn't
act.
get-
No.
You really
But
fell
you
for
passed the
that?
test. You passed it.
Why are you meeting up with this girl
I say,
anyway?
I say it's like you're gonna go rob a bank. You're right at the front door with your gun and bag in hand, and you just turned around away,
And you go to church.
and then you went to church right
Yeah.
after.
Did you have a
Yeah.
raging boner?
I don't even remember.
You already
man. It
cheated
was
just
But
by
I mean,
even
there
being
had to
there.
have been messages and things that led up to you meeting up with her, which all of those
It
qualifies
was,
cheating.
It was, yeah. But that,
Yeah, so even though he didn't have sex with her, it's still cheating. So he might as well have fucked her. Like it's not, you know, it's like when a chick has a boyfriend and she gives me her line or Instagram or whatever. That's cheating. Like it's kind of like it's cheating, especially when it's like I'm hitting on them, I'm flirting with them, and I'm letting them know like that it's like we're not trying to be friends here. And it's not directly that you're saying that, but obviously chicks can pick up on the way um chicks can just pick up on it, you know. They know that like it's a skill to know how to flirt with chicks and how to escalate with them, because a lot of guys actually are not. It's not that they're nervous actually talking to chicks, it's just that they don't know how to escalate. They don't know how to make it a flirtatious encounter. They keep it too serious, and then the girl will just talk to them for like half an hour, and then the guy will try and get her number, and the girl will be like, oh yeah, I don't know, I'm moving out of town, or I have a boyfriend or some bullshit, and you've just spent half an hour talking to them. Because why? Because the girl like just gets like neutral vibes off you. In my opinion, it's better to like burn the bridge sooner than rather than be strung along like a fucking beta, you know? I'm the kind of guy to burn the bridge. That's just my style of game. Like, cause I'm not gonna be friend zoned like ever. Like I've never been friend zoned. Like no one has ever. Um, Not since I've been like red pilled and had game and anyway. Like maybe like years ago, like way back. Like, but even then I was like I don't think I was ever friend zoned where I really wanted to bang a chick and I couldn't. Like I don't think I was ever that beta. Like I don't think that has ever happened to me, but certainly not since I've been red pill. I'd rather have a girl hate me, rather than I either I'm banging or or she hates me. I'm not, it's fine by me. I don't need her to, you know. But there is something to be said for maintaining relationship. Like that's a different kind of game. Like I know a guy here in Tokyo, and he has friendships with chicks. It's funny. It's funny. He's a good friend of mine, but he has friendships, and he keeps girls around that he doesn't even bang, and it can benefit him. But I don't really have to pay. It's not really my style of game. Um, it can work out for him. I don't think it's as beneficial as he thinks it is, but sometimes it works out where he gets to be around a lot of hot chicks, but because he maintains friendships. It's funny, but listen, everyone has their own style. Like if it works for you, it works for you. Um,
that was it. Nothing ever happened. I was too much of a bitch.
Yeah, actually, our biggest fight was over a girl that I didn't fuck, but I had her booty pictures in my phone.
Because you had intended to have sex with her, so that's cheating.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so we're in the same boat, Adam.
It sounds like you're mad that you didn't fuck her. Because now that you guys are broken up, you might as
still
well
lost your
have.
girl.
You really should have.
I should have, because either way, I would have been the same boat.
So do you feel like that?
So these are some hoes, obviously, but yeah, I mean, like but still, they're hoes. But see what they said. Like you should have fucked her. Like, I mean, it's because it's going to be seen as cheating anyway. Like, it's still cheating. Like, so you might as well have you get your dick wet. Like, if you're going to be accused with the label of cheating, you might as well fucking, you might as well benefit from it. You know what I mean? That's like you're not going to get any. You know what I mean? You're not going to get any extra points for not fucking. It's like if you were dating a chick and she's like, "Oh, I've been messaging this hot guy, and I've been sending him booty pics, and we've been sexting, we've been talking. I've been taught all kinds of nasty stuff, and I went over to his apartment, and I really wanted to fuck him, but I didn't. You're still gonna be mad at it, but you're still gonna be like, "Fuck you!" Like even if she didn't fuck him, like you're still gonna be like, because it's the fact that she wanted to, like it's really about. It's not really about the act. It's almost not about the act. Like for men, I think the idea, like that their girlfriend or wife or whoever, like if she wants to fuck another guy, that's as bad as her fucking another guy. Like if you knew deep down that she really would love to fuck, like have his dick in her, do all kinds of nasty things with him. It's like you might as well break up with her, because it's like she wants to do it. It's probably eventually going to happen. Um, that's my opinion anyway. Like it's more about the truth. That's like really like the red pill truth of it, isn't it? Like at that point, it doesn't really matter if she does it or not, is because deep down that she really wants to do it with another man. So that it's like, okay, at this point, it's like finished. So if you're in a relationship with a chick and she ever tries to fuck with you like that, like she ever tries to talk about wanting to fuck other guys or doing, like, it's over, man. It's over. Like the relationship's over. You might as well just fucking, I don't know, just like, yeah, I mean, I don't, if you've like the thing you could do in relationships is, to be honest, like if you're dating a chick and you realize she's for the streets, and at that point she's your girlfriend, just downgrade her to a plate, like, and you don't even have to tell her, like, until you start finding other pussy. In the meantime, go around searching for like new girls, but you keep that chick as a plate until you start figuring out how to get other chicks. You know, it's like, yeah, it's like, just keep her as a plate. Downgrade her from girlfriend to just like friend with benefits. Danny says, never accept the so-called friend zone, period. If she's not interested in fucking you, then she's wasting your time. 100%. Unless, the only other thing is, unless you can benefit from it somehow, but generally you're not going to benefit from it. Like, if there's some way for you to genuinely benefit from like having chicks as friends, then yeah, I mean, keep them as a friend, whatever. But there has to be some real benefits from it. The reality is most guys don't benefit from having girls in the friend zone. It's the opposite of a benefit. There's no benefit. You're getting used like a fucking cuck. In my friend's case, he's more the guy I was talking about in Tokyo, he's much more strategic about it. He does it for a purpose. He does benefit from it in certain ways. He keeps them as friends so he gets access to other hot girls, and yeah, but it's still a bit messy. I still see, it's still bitches are still jealous and stuff, and they don't really like hooking you up with their friends. Like, even if they're your friends, so that, you know what I mean? He has to be very strategic about it, but to be honest, even I've benefited from him having female friends, because you get invited to parties with a lot of hot chicks, and but I think even in a way I'm benefiting more than him, because I'm kind of like an outsider. I don't have to deal with any of the consequences. I'm coming in and kind of, yeah, I wouldn't, no, he gets plenty of pussy, but I'm coming in kind of almost like stealing his meat. Sometimes it feels like that a little bit, but nah, I'm not, but I'm just trying to make an analogy, but you know what I mean? Basically, I'm not maintaining relationships with these chicks, so I come in and do my thing and leave the scene. Danny says, chicks are obnoxious with their let's be friends crap. What do they expect? That you're going to go hang out and chat at the park and then go grab some spaghetti together afterward. Get the fuck out of here. Exactly. I mean, a lot of chicks will say it, like, the most obnoxious instance in which chicks say that kind of thing is when there's absolutely no content. Like, there's no way you're gonna be friends with a chick. I mean, I've had chicks in the past tell me like, "Oh, let's just be friends," and it's like there's no way we're gonna be friends. We're like completely different. Like, it's and you know, and I know that they don't want to be friends, and that in those instances, it's extremely obnoxious and annoying, and it's like, okay, yeah, get the fuck out of here. Nah, yeah, yeah. A lot of chicks will say, "Let's just be friends," and it means like, oh yeah, well, uh, they don't actually mean what I'm trying to say is they don't mean they don't even want to be friends with you. They're just saying, "I don't want to fuck you." That's what they're saying. And in those, there's no way these chicks want to be friends with you. That's what I'm saying. When chicks say let's just be friends, they're not saying let's be friends. They're saying I don't want to sleep with you, not attracted to you. Good luck with your life. That's what they're saying. They're not gonna be your fucking friend. Like, no. Yeah, but it's just chicks are funny. They'll just say the thing that they think they're supposed to say, and yeah.
That's what made you lose your game because you like had pussy right in front of you and you said no
because
for a
the
bitch that
past
wasn't even
2-3
worth it.
years, I would say that I was just simping over her. You know,
It's
just-
called being in a relationship. You're not supposed to fuck anyone. You're not even supposed to be thinking about fucking no one else.
And so, what was
You know, he had some hot pussy. Let's just imagine she was hot, and he had some hot pussy in front of her. He could have fucked her, and he didn't because he was trying to do the right thing. He's trying to be a stand-up guy, not cheat on his woman. You know, I had a friend back in Ireland who dated a girl from, I would say, 16, 17 years old, right up until he graduated university. So for all the way from high school, all the way up, all the way through college, all the way, you know, all the funnest shit, all the funnest years to, well, there's plenty of fun years for, you know, you can, even your 30s can, but they're good learning years. And he wasted them all with some fucking hoe, man. Like, oh my god, she was, now talking about obnoxious chick. She was a, I remember her name. Oh man, she was just this. Oh god, she was this American born girl that lived in Ireland, and she was, oh god, she was so annoying. She was such an annoying girl. And he dated her for years, and he regretted it so bad. He missed out on so much pussy, like just, and he never cheated. He never cheated, and obviously they broke up after after college, and he missed out on years of pussy, like years. But you know, it's yeah. I mean, but reality is like guys can be guys start to experience if you want like obviously the sooner you learn the red pill and game the better like the sooner you learn red pill and the game and all that the sooner you can start killing it. Like if you're, I wish, man. Oh my god, I wish I came. Man, the sooner the better. Imagine if I came across red pill content when I was like 13 years old. Oh my god, I would have. Oh god, I came across. You know, I was late to the game, man, but a lot sooner than other guys. You know, I think probably around 24 when I started really when I started my journey when I started really my journey um to mastering game and the red pill and all that. But it's it was but at least I was I wasn't at least I wasn't dating a chick through I was still able to pick up chicks from nightlife and all that throughout college. But it could have been a whole man. If I knew what I knew now back when I was in college, it would have been I would have. Oh, it would have been a good time. It would have been a good fucking time. But I was just very. I knew nothing, man. I was a very steep learning curve for me. Coming from an all male high school into a university. I went to an art university too, which had like pretty useless degree, but man, it was like 70% chicks and like pretty hot chicks, especially for Ireland. But it wasn't a completely wasted opportunity. I definitely slayed some pussy, but it wasn't anything. It wasn't anything to, I think back to all the fucking IOIs I used to get, and I was just like too fucking blue pill to pick up on them, or too slow, or too cautious, and just too nervous, like bitch made behavior. But it's kind of like we're products of our environment. So it's in a way, it's like I didn't have any mentors. I didn't have people to teach me any of this. I just thought that was the way it was. But so, but glad I did wake up eventually.
The toxic part, because you just said that you like almost cheated on her, which like it sounds kind of toxic, but it sounds entirely toxic on your end.
Sounds like
You're toxic.
I mean,
You're toxic.
thinking, bro, this is way
That
back.
doesn't sound like a toxic relationship. It sounds like a toxic boyfriend.
No,
Yeah.
no.
We haven't heard anything about what she did wrong.
She. I mean, fuck,
Nothing.
Bro, you're putting me on the
she was too
spot.
nice to you. She
We're
made you
not putting
practice.
you on-
and suck
this
your
This is
dick.
not putting you on
everybody-
the spot. You knew you were coming here, and you knew you were going to talk
You're
about
right,
this.
you're
That's
right.
not what I'm putting on the
I
spot.
didn't even
is.
want to talk about this.
Name 5 things that annoyed you about her.
I can never be right. Nothing. That was just it.
No,
like I
She
You're
was.
chose
never
to see
right.
the negative in you at all times.
Mhm, no
Was she
matter
your
what I did.
piece?
Huh?
Was she your piece?
I would say she was. Yeah,
She was.
was.
Were you her piece? Because I don't think so.
I was. She said until I did what I did.
Her
And
peace.
Yeah, like because a lot of guys say like the only way to really keep a man faithful is like be his peace. Like
In the
he wants
world.
peace. No,
Okay.
like you got so much shit going on in the world. When you get home, you don't want more shit. You want to come home to a peaceful house. So you got to be her peace, and she got to be yours. And it sounds like you were not, because you're over here thinking about fucking other bitches, blaming her.
But
like, she thinks I
the
can never
only
do shit
reason
right.
why,
Yeah,
like-
you can't do shit right. You fucking thinking about.
No matter what, this is a fact. This is a cold hard truth, by the way. Because she just said you're going to be thinking about fucking other bitches, or you're thinking about fucking other bitches. No matter how hot your girlfriend is, right? No matter how fucking hot she is, it's only a matter of time. It is only a matter of time before you start thinking about fucking other bitches. It's guaranteed. It's because it's wired into our fucking nature. It's wired into our brains. You're gonna be fantasizing about it. Like, it'll get to a point where you're banging your chick and you'll be fantasizing about another chick. That's a cold hard truth, but it's true. Like, I mean, I'm sure chicks do that too. Like, guys like to think chicks are these sweet angelic creatures, but chicks get bored in relationships too. I think a really cold hard truth about just sexual relations is I think to some extent it's true for both sides. Like, even if the guy is like super hot, super high value, super all that, can lay pipe, all that good stuff. If you do it enough times, and trust me, when you're in a relationship with someone, you're gonna do it enough times. You're gonna do it. We're talking like, not talking hundreds of times, over a span of a few years. You're gonna have had sex thousands of times, so it's completely different from when it was at the start, because everything loses. It'll lose, like, once you've done something, it loses. Every time you do it, it loses a bit of the novelty to it. So that, like, it's a completely different thing. It's a completely different experience to bang a super hot girl for the first time, as opposed to the 1,000th time. And that's not an exaggeration. That is not, like, if you're dating someone, it'll add up to, like, over time, it'll add up to you having sex with her like thousands of times. You know what I mean? Like, over a few years, like some nights, like, I mean, there's been times, like, some nights I'll bang the same chick 7 times, so all these hours of fucking sexual action, it just starts to lose. So I imagine, I'm sure the same thing happens with chicks. Like, even if everything's fucking, all the boxes are ticked off, it's like, just not like something, not the only thing that can become exciting at that point is something like new, like a new like a new man, a new dick, new smell, new fucking pheromone. Like, it's just the way it is. I think it's definitely truer for men, but I definitely think it women like there's some crossover. Like I think for men especially, like even it's certainly wired into us, like absolutely hardwired into us that we want new females to have sex with, like because it's perfectly makes sense. It's like in our nature to spread the seed. That's an example of a think a male lion like wants to just mate with one female. What the fuck? Obviously not. No, he wants to mate with as many females as possible. Same with any animal in in the animal kingdom. It's like it's same with the bull. The bull. The farm. Dairy farms. Farmer releases one bull to like inseminate to have sex with all the cows. Like, you know what I mean? Do you think the bull just goes into the field and just starts having sex with one cow? No. The bull goes into the field and has sex with all the cows. The farmer usually only has one bull in any dairy farm. I grew up around farms and there's one bull in a field full of cows and the cow is just the bull is just having his way. It's just in our nature to fucking do that. The bull doesn't go into the field and pick one female and this is good for me. No, he wants the fucking variety. He wants all that shit. You know what I mean?
Fucking another bitch. You're not doing shit right.
But the only reason why I thought of thinking about fucking another bitch is because she went out with her homegirls one night, and every time she went out with her homegirls, I was always able to go with her. She wasn't letting me go out with her this one night, and then she wasn't talking to me this one night, and all this stuff. So I assumed that she cheated on me based off of the relationship I was in the past where I got cheated on.
I've
She
married
can't go
friends.
out with her girlfriends by herself.
Exactly.
But it wasn't even like that. We had like a fight and then things led up to it.
Okay, so when you have a fight, you want to be with your friends.
It's just what I assumed based off.
If she went out, if they had a fight and she went out with her girls, there's a high it's not guaranteed, but there's a high probability that she was certainly flirting with other guys. There's a high probability she got fucked, but at the very minimum, she was like exchanging numbers, like talking with guys, probably grinding her booty on guys, like standard nightlife behavior. Standard. Man, like, oh my god, like there's just like chicks are just so badly behaved. Like, I mean, oh my god, like I remember like a couple of months ago I was in a club and this chick I didn't know her boyfriend was in the club, but I bought her. We were talking and I was escalating with her. It's a club, so she was dancing. It got to a point where she's like grinding her ass on my dick, like like in the club. And I don't know, she said like I was trying to escalate with her more, basically trying to kiss her and whatnot. And she said, "Oh, my boyfriend's here." I was like, "What? Your boyfriend's here?" I was like, "Where is he?" And she pointed across and her boyfriend's looking directly at us while she's grinding her. She's like participating, like in like shaking her ass, like grinding it on my crotch. I'm like, "That's your boyfriend?" And she was like, "Yeah, that's my boyfriend." And yeah, it was her boyfriend. The boyfriend didn't do anything, but it's just chicks are badly behaved on nightlife. So imagine what this girl would do if her boyfriend wasn't there. Like that's when her boyfriend was there. That's an extreme example, but I'm just saying.
My previous traumas and my last relationship, I guess you could say that I wasn't fully healed from that. So I just assumed the worst.
And
Is
you
he using mental health to gaslight us?
Yeah.
I'm not trying.
I honestly kind of was thinking that.
I mean,
No,
in my situation, if my girl were to go out on the town with her friends, right, and maybe I want to go out because I'm bored that night. In reality, this wouldn't happen because I'm not a loser and I would probably have something else to do on my own. But if it did happen, I would feel okay about it because I trust my girl. But if she was not answering all night, I could understand being a little, feeling a little on edge about that. Definitely not in this relationship, but in the past, I've felt like that where a girl's out of the club, she's not responding, you're kind of feeling like shit. But I mean, that's a sign that, you're not secure in your relationship. I'm secure in my current relationship because she can go out to the club and get drunk with her friends. I'm not worried about it. I might be a little scared on her behalf, but
Sounds like
worried.
you were looking for an excuse to cheat on her, because that's what guys do sometimes. Not all men, but sometimes they're like, "Oh, she might be cheating on me. Let me go fuck another bitch just in case."
The excuse was to try to get out of the relationship. Yeah, because
Guys, deep down, if they're just guys, just default mode want to fuck other chicks. We've been conditioned to think that that's wrong, but default mode is guys wanting to fuck other chicks. Like even if you have a chick, you're gonna want to fuck other chicks. Like maybe not at the start. Like if you're infatuated with a new girl and the sex is fire, maybe for a month or so you'll be satisfied with that one chick. But like pretty soon you're gonna be like, oh yeah, oh my god, you're gonna be walking down the street and you're just gonna see another fucking hottie and you're gonna be like, damn, I want to fuck her. It's not like you're never gonna just you need, because like I said, the whole thing is for men to want to, it's hardwired into our brain to want to spread the seed with not just one chick, with many chicks.
Why not just get out? Why you gotta hurt her? Why you gotta cheat on her? Just leave.
because, like I said, I thought she did it to me. But
Okay,
I was
even
in
if
the
I
wrong.
think a man cheating on me, I'm not gonna sit around and cheat on you back. I don't got time for that. I'm gonna just dipset. Goodbye.
No,
Let you
yeah,
feel
yeah,
stupid.
I
Because
know.
that would have made her feel stupid. You cheating on her, now you look stupid.
You're right.
I don't know how you've lost your game when you totally like killed the last
It's
relationship.
just because nowadays, now that I'm trying to go back out there and talk to girls, I feel like I don't know.
But
I'm
okay,
not
describe
doing it
what you try and do out there and
Look,
talk to
I've-
girls look depressing.
I'm not wrong. I've tried to use Bumble and Tinder and all that and all those.
Where are
dating
you
apps
taking
and
a girl
stuff.
on a first date?
Well, he's not
Uh,
getting first dates, so let's start with how you're even meeting women at all.
Usually just in person. How I know 'em, DM on Instagram through school, stuff like that. I've
Okay.
tried to use Bumble and Tinder and
He said DM on Instagram. DM on Instagram doesn't work, man. Like it works for like DM on Instagram. It's such a like. You can just if a girl is anyway attractive, she's gonna have so many DMs, man. Like, and she's just gonna have so much choice, and she's gonna generally be picking guys that are way out of her league, and chances are you're not that guy. Chances are you're not in the statistically speaking, you're not in the 5%. All right, you're not in the top 5%. I'm not in the top 5%. Do I still bang hot chicks? Absolutely. Do I bang them from DMing them on Instagram? No, I don't. No, I don't. It doesn't work unless you have mad clout, or unless you're very, very good looking, or you clout, you're a DJ, or you have to have some clout, or both. You have to have a mixture of both of those two things. Be very good looking. If you're not good looking, you have to at least be trying to be good looking and have a lot of clout. So you're gonna have to make up for that. So for me, I'm not extremely good looking, and I don't have clout. So that's why for me, Instagram's a poor method to try and hook up with chicks. It's a poor method. Like Daygame, night game is just far more effective for me. Like infinitely more effective. Like DMing chicks, like random hot chicks, is like it's an extremely poor method for me. I've tried it. This is how I know. Like, of course, I've tried it. It doesn't work. For photography, it does. Like for photography, it works. But that's a different game. I talk about photography game too, but that's a different. You're dealing with that's a different thing, kind of. But yeah, I also do. I shoot erotic photos, so I link up. I get some girls to get naked, and it's a different game. If you're interested in photography game, hit me up. It's pretty fun hobby to have. It's nice to be around naked chicks and get to take their photos as well. So yeah, but that's it. But that's kind of getting in there in a different way. But just regularly trying to DM a girl, trying to take her on a date, trying to it's not a very effective way. It's not a very good use of your time, unless you have one of those two things, or a mixture of both. I'm telling you, you're gonna need it. You're gonna need to have some kind of clout, some kind of you're some kind of social status, or you're going to need to be very good looking. And on top of that, your photos have to show that. You know what I mean? So let's just be real. Like, most guys don't have either of those things. They're not really that good. They're not exceptionally good looking. And not only do you have, it's even being good looking won't, even being like let's say a 7 out of 10 as a man, that won't really cut it. Like, that won't cut it, because you're not in the top 5% with that. That won't really cut it. Like, if you're a decent looking guy, above average looking, that doesn't cut it. That won't cut it. Like, that's not going to cut it. I'm sorry. It's not. You need more than that, because chicks can deal with more than that. They can find guys with more than that. So it's like, because guys are hungry, even top 5% guys, they have time to fuck a lot of girls, and they, even if they don't have time, they'll make time, because guys want to fuck, like, and yeah, they're cleaning up. So, if you're in the top 5%, congratulations, good for you. Most guys are not even close. Most guys are not even close to being in the top 5%. There's another 95, and even if you're close to being in the top 5%, it still won't cut it. A girl will be like, no, he's not good enough, and then she'll go reply to someone else's DM. That does have the Porsche, that does have the 6-pack abs, that does have the tower mansion, that is going to take her on a fucking weekend trip to tropical island. Yeah, I mean, if a girl is decent enough looking, she'll get those things easy. And I mean, just decent looking. If a girl is a 7 out of 10, she'll get those things, like, easy. And if she's hotter than a 7, she can get all kinds of things. She can make, like, bank. She can have sugar daddies. She can be getting designer goods. She'd be getting taken on very expensive trips, like, all expenses paid kind of shit. So
the Hinge and that stuff.
Plenty of fish.
I mean, my friends tell me use Plenty of Fish, because I guess that's where
that's
it's
the
at.
worst one. That's the one you should stay away from.
Yeah, if you want to find a girl who lives in a trailer park with herpes, then you can go
No,
Plenty of Fish.
Yeah, I'm not on
A
that.
lot of people are into that, but yeah, I mean, this kind of goes like under discussed, is that once you get a girl to go on a date with you, what you do with her is certainly something worth discussion. But a lot of guys are just like, fuck, how the hell do I meet a girl in the first place? It's kind of,
yeah, what do you do when you get a girl on a date? It's all about, you want to have your logistics set up. A lot of guys are just happy to be on a date, and they don't have any plan of action as to how they're gonna how to fuck. Like, what's the objective of the date? Obviously, is to fuck. Like, guys need to get rid of that guilt. Oh, I feel guilty for wanting to fuck a girl on the first date. Because I remember when I first started figuring out the process, I said, it's like I felt like this kind of guilt for, like, trying to fuck her on the first date. No, you have to be like, no, you have to lose that guilt, like, because the next guy that comes along, the guy with game, he doesn't give a fuck, and he'll like raw dog her on the first date. But you need to get rid of that guilt and just have a plan of action in place and follow through with it. It feels kind of awkward at the start when you're, like, making these bold moves by trying to take a chick back to your place after having a coffee with her. But those are the guys that get laid, man. Like, those are the guys. You're looking at one right now. I'm the guy that does that kind of shit. I take her for a coffee date. Sometimes I don't even sit in the cafe. Sometimes I'll get it to go and I'll just walk back to my place. Like, you got to be that savage, and it's to do with calibration. It's like, sometimes I know that if I take the coffee to go and I walk her back to my place, she's not ready for it. You need to build up the rapport. But sometimes, from her body language, from, like, the way she's looking at me, the way she's responding to me, I know that, shit, I might not even need to get a coffee with her. I might be able to just walk her back to my place. But that's why logistics are seriously underrated. Like, I've talked about them many times before on this like live stream, but yeah, like, depending on where you live, that's the difference between you getting laid a lot and struggling to get laid. Like, if you live in a very hard to get to location, and it's going to be very hard to close. It's going to be very hard to get chicks to come back to your place. Like if you live like 5 minutes walk from the date location, holy shit, man, that's like huge. Like that makes it so much easier to get laid. Like because if you live like half an hour by train away, like there's a lot of chicks that, you know, if you live 5 minutes away, they'll come in and they'll have sex with you, and that'll be that, and you know you'll get it. But if you live, like I said, half an hour away, a lot of those chicks won't come with you. They'll be like, oh, it's a little too far, you know. They'll be next time. There's no next time. That's the thing you got to know. Like there's no next time. A lot of time there's no next time. You know, that's like, yeah, you got to get the date in this day and age. There's just not enough. The concentration, like the attention span of these chicks is just too short. So like if you miss that like opportunity on the first date, we live in an age, well, certainly in Tokyo, that if you miss that opportunity, it's a lot of the time it's over. Like it's not going to happen again. It's just because it's like even if she has a good time on the date, like even if she's like, oh, I had a good time, another guy will pop up on her Instagram, or another guy will pop up, you know, will you know, she'll have an opportunity to go on another date, and that guy will fuck her. He'll lay the pipe, and it's over. You think she's gonna come back to you after no, she's not gonna come back to you. Yeah, I mean that's why, like, you know, like if you bang a chick, right? If you bang a chick and you fucking have great sex with her and she's a great time with you, and you know, you kind of like, you know, you think she's in the bag. Like if another guy comes along and lays better pipe than you, you've lost that girl. Like that girl's out. Like he's the next best thing to you. Then, like you can't get that girl back. That's another cold hard truth. Unless you had like fucking some kind of lifestyle that she liked. But then do you want to be with, like, yeah, you don't really want to be with a girl, like she's still going to be fantasizing about that other guy, like, so
intimidating to like go to a bar or a club and just start talking to somebody. Dating apps, you already know they're like flooded with dudes. Any remotely looking girl is going to be getting a billion messages, right? I mean, that is kind of like an overwhelming thing if you're a guy who's not super confident and you're trying to meet women.
I mean, I feel like you should take on the shopping spree.
Who? What the fuck are you talking about?
Anyone.
That's the worst.
Pick someone.
That's the worst thing that I could have imagined you say there. It's like you're not even listening. We're talking about him for meeting.
Obviously shitty advice. Like, Jesus Christ, take a girl on a shopping spree. He doesn't even have any girls to take on a shopping spree. But like, no, man, like the most they get out of me is a drink or a coffee. Like, no, like no shopping sprees.
I meant you should take her on a shopping spree. There's not even a her.
Have you tried to go like
I'm
out?
trying to find her. Yeah.
Have you
Where
tried
do
to
you
go
meet
out
her?
to meet a
Where do I-
girl, like at a bar or a restaurant or just like a lounge or something with your friends and just meet a woman
Motherfucker
that
ain't
way?
been to a lounge.
A lounge?
He just told you he's trying to meet girls on Plenty of Fish.
But he
No,
should
not
try that, is what I'm
Plenty of Fish.
advising.
So you're saying
Ooh,
just
Whole
go out
Foods.
and just walk
Meet her at
out?
Whole Foods.
Just Whole Foods?
Yeah.
Yeah.
While
get
she's
myself
looking
a
at
meal.
How many girls do you try to talk? Like, do you like try to rap to? Like, do you like kick? Like, you know what I mean? Throw yourself to. Like, try to talk to like your mom.
I mean, quite a few. I say I slide up on quite a few stories and stuff like that. But
See what he's saying? He slides into their fucking stories. He doesn't slide up to them in real life. No wonder this guy's not getting any pussy. It doesn't work, man. It doesn't work. Sliding into bitches' stories. It's the opposite of working. They resent most guys that do that. Chicks have a love-hate relationship with this social media attention. They fucking love the attention and they also fucking hate it. They hate the guy, like, because girls have such a fucking like inflated sense of ego. Like, it's so inflated, and you know, so they think they're much more valuable than they are. So if these average guys slide into their reacting to their stories and all this shit, they fucking, oh, this guy's not good enough. How dare he think? Why is this guy reacting to my story? Fuck. And it's like, you know, that it's like this fucking contradictory thing where the girls crave this attention, but they'll also resent the guys that give it to them and shit. So don't be one of those guys giving it, sliding it, reacting to their stories and all this shit. The only way it'll be good if she thinks you're like a really high value hot dude. But then again, you're not gonna have trouble with chicks if you're a high value hot dude, right? You know, it's kind of, you're one of the top 5% in that case, and you're gonna be able to smash. So, but for your average guy, if you're an average guy, yes, reacting to their stories, sliding up into their, it's not going to work for you, man. Like, you got to get that out. Like, it's not like, and it's not that there's anything wrong with you. Sure, yeah, try and become better, but it's not that there's anything wrong. Like, you're getting ripped off. Like, you're getting fucking ripped off using dating apps and using Instagram to get chicks. You're getting fucking ripped off. How much do I need to drill that into your head? Like, in real life, you can get with hot chicks. Like, it's not a reflection of your worth, of your value. Like, chicks have the most overinflated sense of ego, of value. So chicks, like busted chicks, are going for top 5% guys. Like 100% of chicks are going for the top 5% of guys, and they feel entitled to it because the whole social media, the whole narrative, all the mainstream culture tells them that they're entitled to it. Even these fat busted chicks thinking that they're entitled to a fucking 6'6", six babs, 6-figure making hot dude, when it's like, you're fucking fat and you're busted. Why the fuck are you entitled to like such a high value guy? But that's what's going on. But in real life, the dynamics are just totally different. They don't have guys hitting them up. They don't have so many, like, she could have like 10 guys a day in her DMs, but like, she'd be lucky if one guy hits on her in the daytime. Daygame, cold approaches her. She's not used to that, and it kind of, it's just real life is just it's a different dynamic. Like, plus a lot of time you're gonna look way better. Guys, like, a lot of times it's the opposite for guys. Girls online, their photos, like, they'll look better a lot of the time. Most of the time, they'll look better online, obviously, because they're using the fucking filters. They're only choosing the best shots, all the best angles and all that. So girls will look better online. Guys, a lot of time, guys will look better in real life. They'll just, guys, a lot of guys just don't know about, taking photos and all that shit. They'll look better in real life. So you look better in real life. So that'll hit a chick, if you're approaching a chick in real life, she'll, oh shit, it's just, there's a lot more you can do. Like, real life is just different. Like, I mean, you're wearing nice cologne. You're like, she can see your true height, even if you're not, it's just, you can work. There's a lot more things you can work in real life.
No one really bites or anything. I don't know. Maybe
But I
I'm
feel like
saying
men,
it wrong.
as a man,
maybe
you should.
Maybe I just don't know what to say. That's
So
why I'm
you
saying
slide
It's not that it's most likely that you're not, it's not that you're saying anything wrong. It's just that you don't cut it, man. I mean, this guy could be a Chad. I mean, his style's a little bit sloppy. I think he could be doing more with his, he seems like a big dude. Yeah, I think this guy could be doing much better with his style. He definitely has Chad potential, but he's not maximizing. He's not looks maxing right now at all. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not. He doesn't look like a hot dude. His style is not hot dude style right now. But yeah, it's like, it's not even, as long as you remember this guy, the guy I was talking about, who I saw in some chicks. Some guy responded to a chick's who sent her a DM. So it says, "Hello, I'm the guy who was next to you on the train earlier. I know you noticed I was taking a pic of you." What the fuck? Like, anti-game. Okay, Goldman name means I'm sorry if it scared you, but you are absolutely stunning, and I couldn't help it. Wink, wink. Fucking hell. Like, terrible. Anyway, would you like to grab some food sometime? Wink, wink. Who like this is your average guy thinking like to be honest, I think this is worse than your average guy, but I'm just saying there's a lot of guys there with like absolutely zero game, like anti game, and they think shit like this is gonna work. This is never gonna fucking work. The only way it could possibly work if you're like super hot dude and you have like a lot of clout and you can, because chicks will give passes to guys. Like the hotter you are and the more clout you have, the more passes you get as a man. Like you can get away with shit. Like, and that's the cold hard truth of it. Like I remember some chick. Like I was like talking about doing some nasty shit with some chick, and she said to me, "The only reason I want to do this with you is because I think you're so handsome or you're so hot." So I'm just saying, like these chicks will give passes to guys that are. Yeah, that they find very attractive, that they're turned on by,
DM's like, hi.
No, I
Like,
can't even say
yo, what's up?
I don't know. No, I usually
I feel like as a
swipe on
man, you should be
stories.
used to rejection,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
so you
yeah.
should just like
It's not
be
even
used to
like
that. And like out of like 100 women, I think one would. So just like go out for like from Friday to Sunday, like in the night, and just like try to.
This Ghetto 304 is actually, I mean, yeah, this Ghetto 304, I mean, it's probably the only thing she said correctly. Like, as men, we have to be used to rejection, but it's like, and it is, it is basically, for men, we have to understand that it is a numbers game. It is 100% a numbers game. Like, but you want to be increasing the odds of success, right? So, the better you dress, the better you smell, the better you groom, the better the fitter you are, like the smoother your game, the more you increase your chances of success. You don't want to be having to approach 100 chicks and only banging one of them. You want to be increasing that those odds.
Talk to like 100 girls, 50 girls. I
Mhm.
feel like you'll find like one,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, I mean, that's
Her,
what
her advice is
that's what-
basically like,
Find the one.
you might have no game, but if you spit your terrible game
It's
at
like-
a
yeah.
ton of women,
Mm-hmm.
then maybe one of them will be foolish enough
So
to take
then-
part in this,
so-
this pyramid scheme.
Fuck
So-
you.
So what would be the right way to talk to a woman?
Like once
Like
you're
how-
out in
got it.
public.
Like how am I going to approach you? So what?
So
what-
yo, what's
See-
good? Yo, what's good, bitch?
No,
No,
see, this
no,
is
see,
impossible
see?
to
Well, that's
answer
how
a
you-
question.
Ooh, what
Because
about-
if you ask a woman, if you were to ask an attractive woman, what is the thing that a guy could walk up to you on the street and say that would actually get you to give them the time of day? They will give you some bullshit, because the reality
I know what you're
is
gonna say.
that no woman on the street is going to give you the fucking time of day unless you're so
Holy shit, this motherfucker doesn't have a clue, man. He doesn't have a clue. Rolling up to chicks on the street is the best fucking way to get with chicks in this day and age. It's the last bastion of fucking hope. Like it's something that's never going away, but I'm just surprised he doesn't understand this. Like he is fucking wrong. He is so fucking wrong. He is like, of course you need the whole thing about Daygame is you need to be smooth. You need to have game. Like that's why it's called game, right? But no, it's the best way. It's the best way to get access, to get in front of chicks, like, because like on dating apps, on Instagram, they're not gonna fucking respond to you, man. In the real world, there's a way higher chance. There's a way, 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 way higher chance of them giving you the time of day in real life when you roll up to them.
oozing charm and charisma, or you have some kind, like you've seen the Lamborghini pranks. Of course, that's like built-in status or whatever. But
You don't need a fucking Lamborghini to get with hot chicks from Daygame. You don't need you just need to dress well. You need to smell good, be well groomed, and be smooth. That's it. That is it. That's all you need. You need to just, yeah. These things just help. The better you look, the the smoother you are, the higher the chances of success with the chick. The higher the chance. First of all, like the better you look and the more relaxed you appear on your approach, the higher the chance that she's gonna listen and not ghost you and not ice you out. Um, but yeah, Adam, this dude is fucking flat out wrong. Like I know guys like I almost these days almost get like 100% of my chicks from real life. I don't have any dating apps on my phone right now. Um, you know,
It's not an easy task. Let's just make
No,
that
because
clear.
half the time
Or,
you're scared
like-
of like, oh my god, who is this person? Why?
I will agree with him that it's not easy when you don't know what you're doing, and you have to understand that there is like you will get a lot of rejection, but it's easier than it is to do online through Instagram, through dating apps. For most men, it's gonna be easier in real life when you know how to when you know what to do. And if you want to know what to do, hit me up. Hit me up for a consultation. I'll tell you exactly what you do, because it's not we're not all equal. As men, we're not all equal. Like, in terms of, like, one guy could roll up to a chick and she'll fucking, the way he's looking, all that, she'll like his style, and he'll be able to have sex with her on the same day. Another guy rolls up to her and she's gonna ghost him for different reasons, and I know exactly why. If a guy gets ghosted, well, you can get ghosted for any number of reasons, but if you're constantly getting ghosted, then I'll be able to tell you why. I know exactly why. So if you want to know, if you're interested in consultation, if you want to start getting laid, and you're sick of dating apps, and you're sick of all this online shit, you want to start doing it in real life, hit me up for a consultation. I do it all the time. I've been doing Daygame for years at this point. It works. It's not some bullshit. It's easier than online. It's not easy, but it's easier than online. It's a much better way to get with hot chicks with chicks that are so-called out of your league, even though they're not. We've just been conditioned to think that they're out of our league.
Or like you can offer to pay like a girl's bill, like if she's eating with her
Oh
friends.
my god! You always
then-
have to make it about
Maybe be a
money, even when it
sugar
makes
daddy
no
over here.
sense.
No, but
How
like
much
that's
money
a
do
way
you
a
think I
guy.
have?
I mean, it can be 50, but I mean, even at a pizzeria, like
So
it's
a guy
gesture.
should just come up to you on the street and ask you if he
Pay
can
my
give
shit
you money
all the time, bitch.
I think this is
Buy me-
terrible
If I'm
advice.
in a
Yeah,
cell
it's
phone
so
store,
Do not
stupid.
listen
I
to
always
her.
wanted to be a
No
woman
offense,
in today's day and
Jasmine.
age.
no, but
That's
no.
so beyond retarded.
That's not even bad advice.
Yes, it is. It's so stupid.
What? Like,
of
if
course,
you're, like,
he's
eating-
having a hard time talking to a girl at all. Like, imagine him being
Like, yo, I got
walk
that
into
for you.
Applebee's and just look around. Girls,
I got that.
got you.
Yeah, like no, like you
What
tell.
fucking planet are you talking about?
What do you mean? You tell the girl that you want to talk, like, you know what I mean? I got your meal.
But
like,
what? Then
here.
she's supposed to just be
But,
like,
like, how
"Oh my
much-
god, that
And
was
then you
so
ask-
nice. Let's
yeah.
date."
How are you
No,
even
what's
meeting
your
women
name?
that
And then
need
you
their
talk
bill
to her.
paid?
No, it doesn't. She doesn't need it to gesture from a man to.
No, I never do that. The only exception would be if you saw a girl about to go into Starbucks, and then you open her, talk to her for just a few minutes, and say, "Hey, let's have a coffee together," and then you buy her coffee. And that's in that. If you know she's going to talk to you, you have to establish the fact first that she's going to deal with you. You say, "Is it okay if we have coffee together?" Or say, "Let's have coffee together." I always prefer to say "let's," because it's like if you're saying "is it okay," it's like asking permission. You want to be kind of taking the lead. But yeah, no. I mean, if a girl is in the queue and you're just like, "Hey, let me get that for you," it's like it's simpish. Like, it's like, because you have no idea if she wants to deal with you or anything. And it's just more awkward. Like, she feels also more. She's way more likely to refuse it because she's gonna feel pressure to talk to you. Then it's like, even if she doesn't want to. So it's, first of all, it's good to establish establish some. So let's just say you see a girl walking into Starbucks, she's super hot. You say, "Excuse me, what's up?" And you see if she's gonna talk to you first. And you talk to her, say, "Hey, let's have a coffee together if you're free." And then you can get her coffee in that instance. But if she's like in the queue already and you're like trying to nah, it's gonna be awkward. Not that it could never work. It could work. The thing about the game is fortune favors the bold, but there's different ways to go about things, Um, fortune definitely favors the bold. So
A woman.
But
You know what I mean?
where is he going to find these women who are
like
who are
when
in
he's-
that
when he's-
moment needing their bill paid?
When he goes, when you go out to eat pizza, it could be the smallest thing. It's a gesture. It could literally be a $2 fucking slice, but it's the gesture, and that's like, What? Okay.
Like when I think that
gonna work.
You talking about like
no.
buy a girl her coffee or something?
Yeah.
No, that's too
No.
much. I don't know you. Like, get away from me, bro. First of all, when I first meet a guy, I think that
I agree with this 3 or 4. So like I was just explaining, if a girl is like trying like about to pay and you say, oh, let me get that for you, it's like it's too much pressure on the girl. She's like, what? She's just gonna be confused. She doesn't know you. She like no, you need to like establish some rapport with her, even if it's just a minute or two, just a minute, like before she's like, if you're trying to like jump in and pay for her coffee while she's trying to pay and shit, it's like awkward. It's like clumsy, it's goofy. Like don't do that. Like at least wait till she's after, at least let her pay for it, and then if you want, like try and open her. Then you don't want to be like it comes across as awkward, clumsy, simpish. It's goofy as hell. Yeah, she doesn't know, like she doesn't know you. She's like, why are you trying to pay for it? I haven't even talked to you. Like you gotta at least talk to them first. You can't be offering to pay for shit for chicks you haven't even talked to them. Oh, hey, let me get that for you. It's clownish. Like it's like what are you doing? Who are you? Like what are you doing? Like yeah, you need to talk to them first.
nowadays a lot of people either meet online or through friends.
Mhm.
So I met a guy through or work. So I met a guy through work, and he kept trying to take me out, but I was like, "You're not my type." So he goes, "Can I pay a bill?" Bro, that shit pissed me off so much because I'm like, "Who the fuck are you? You think I can't pay my own bills?" Like,
Yeah,
I-
if you're a dude and you say that, you're gonna 100% come off as a bozo. That's
No,
like the
it's not.
lamest
No.
thing
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
ever
Where
heard.
would you be coming
Blue
off
Jack-
Can I pay your fucking bill? You're a fucking simp. Like yeah. I mean, if you're doing that, you're bottom of the barrel. Like your game is like bottom of the fucking barrel. So the funny thing is, it might work, but you're gonna get used. Like your frame is gonna be terrible. Like it's like you might at that point just go and get a hooker. Like stop playing around, man. Just if you're gonna be going around asking girls to pay their bills, stop being a dickhead and just go and get a hooker. Like stop pretending that it's game. It's not game. It's not game if you're going up to girls and trying to pay their bills. Stop it. Like just go and get a hooker and stop pretending you have game. You don't have any game. You have zero game. Guys pretending that they have game and trying to pay for girls' bills and shit. What are you gonna do? Pay her electricity bill or what the fuck? Like stop pretending you have game. You don't. Just go online, go search for an escort and just pay for a chick. Just don't pretend that you have some game. It's like guys using fucking what is it? Fucking these sugar baby websites, sugar daddy websites, like listen, dude, like you don't have game. Like you're using a fucking sugar daddy website. What are you using? You're basically using an escort website. Like that's what you're using. Go ahead and use your fucking sugar daddy website. You're fucking getting a hooker. Just admit it. It's not game. You have zero game. You're paying for girls. You're a loser. It's not game. Like if you're paying for chicks, I'm talking about paying bills and shit. That's not game. Like you're paying. So just admit it.
Jasmine lives in a
much.
fantasy world where this is like an
But I'm
accepted.
talking about
It's
a
gonna
coffee,
make you see-
Starbucks.
But you were
Okay,
saying it's always like, can I pay a bill or can I take your
This is
like
what I'm
food.
imagining. You
Like
sit in
food
a
bill.
Starbucks all day waiting until some girl that you think is cute comes in, and then you swoop in with your three $1 bills. I got you, babe. How about a cake pop too?
No.
Thank you
Boom.
so
Just
much. I
while
want to
you
date
like
you now.
live,
Drowning in
just
pussy.
while you like live your life, and it's not even that she wants to date you from there, but it's just a great opening. If you don't know how to approach a girl, it's always like cute to be like, I got you, I got you. Try. How much you want to bet is gonna work?
If you're
How much you
already
wanna
hanging
bet?
out with her, like if you met a girl and you were hanging out with her and you buy her a cup of coffee, if you buy her a fucking piece of pizza, then yes, that is a good thing because you're showing that you're easier.
Chase says, if you're laying down the pipe right, you should get them to add value to your life, plus invest in you. These twerps and chumps have it ass backwards. Facts. Yeah, but Adam is right here when he says, if you have to first at least be talking to a chick, like even if it's just for a minute or two, so yeah, she's free, that I'm not gonna buy a random chick like even a coffee if I know she's not like this is very, very, very relevant for nightlife as well, because a lot of guys open with, "Hey, do you want to have a drink?" 9 out of 10 girls are going to say yes, and then even if they don't have no intention of talking to you because they want to get free drinks, um, especially if she has no drink in her hand, they'll say yes, and then what will they do? The famous thing, they'll say, "Oh, I gotta find my friends." Listen, dude, like, stop buying girls drinks. I will only buy girls drinks if I've already established some rapport and slightly escalated with them as well. So they have to be comfortable with me escalating with them before I'm going to get them. And that sometimes that only takes a few minutes, less than a few minutes. Like, but let's just say we have to be getting touchy feely, and if they're not comfortable with me, like, trying to escalate with them, I'm not fucking buying them a drink, and it takes calibration. You have to, like, do it, in a certain way. You can't just be going up to a chick grabbing her like a fucking idiot. No, I'm not saying that, but you have to be like, slowly. You start with the hand, you start pulling them closer, you start, you put your hand on their back. Like, the biggest sign that I'll be done talking with a chick is if, you know, a lot of chicks will kind of deal with you there because they know that you're going to offer to buy them a drink. So, but like, this is when I'll be like, I'll just walk away from a chick, is when I'm talking to a chick and, in a bar or whatever, because when I'm talking to chick, I'll, like, I'll hold her hand, my name's Mac. And when I introduce myself, I'll hold her hand. I won't stop holding it. I'll keep holding it. And then I'll put my hand on the smaller, on the lower of their back, not their ass. I'm not, just like, just we're in a club or a nightclub, so it's kind of noisy. So you're pulling them close. Girls that aren't interested in you, they'll do this really, like, it's fine. It's fine for them to do it. They're telling you that they're not interested, but this will tell you that a girl doesn't want to have anything to do with you, but she kind of might want to get a drink from you, so she'll continue talking to you. But so when you put your hand on their back, a lot of girls will position them. If they're not interested, they'll just, like, they'll aggressively kind of move out, and kind of go out of your way. And at that point, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, okay, well, no problem. Have a nice night. Whatever. Move on to the next chick." Because those chicks don't want to do it. Like, they're just trying to get a free drink from you. Don't buy them a drink. If a girl is allowing you to hold her hand, and, like, put your hand on the small of their back, while talking to them, you can buy a girl a drink like this if she's, like, engaging with you and you feel like she's yeah. But I'm just saying, like, never open a girl, "Hey, do you want to have a drink with me?" Don't do it. It's just lame as fuck. Every other guy does it. Like, you're just gonna get used for free drinks. Like, you know what I mean? If you do that, you could be spending, like, you could be buying 20 girls a drink a night. It's stupid. Chase says, "A woman's investment in you equals the more she likes you and will add value to your life with her talents and femininity. This is high-level game that can start to be applied early on." Indeed. Yeah, I mean, and one way to kickstart that is always, if you're starting to, have a chick as a plate, always ask her to bring something. Always, even if it's just something small, always ask her. And if she's gonna kick up a fuss about just bringing you something small, like some food or something, like just something that you need, just this is a good test for chicks, And a sign that a chick is like ready to be at your service is if she's actually bringing stuff without you even asking. I've had chicks, like, most recently I had a chick that it was my second time. It was my first time seeing her, and she brought me chocolates. I was like, shit, this chick is like, I know they were nice chocolates too. They were like, I was like, shit, this chick is like pretty interested. Sam in the house, what's up, brother, says Torsia is a man. Maybe she is, maybe he is. I don't know. Don't know enough about her. Chick shouldn't be in the red pill space anyway. This shit's lame with chicks, like, entering the whole red pill space. Like, what the fuck are they doing here? Like, it shouldn't be in it. Yeah, Chase says most guys just look to get sex, but that's level 1 thinking. How else can she add value to your life? Level 2 could be cooking, cleaning, organizing. I mean, most guys just look to get sex because, first of all, that's the number 1 thing guys want, and number 2 is because it's so difficult for most guys. It's only easy when you know how to do it. Like most guys don't know how to do it, so that's why they're just most guys are just satisfied to get sex. Like, they're not really looking for anything else. Like if they're getting sex from a chick, they're going to be happy because usually they can't get sex. Most guys can't even have sex. Like they can't even get laid once. The guys that go around saying it's super easy and it's easy, it's only easy because they know how or because they're in the top percent. There's tons of guys out there that are not getting laid at all. But yeah, it is level 1 thinking, but it's yeah.
At your own.
I
risk,
No, wait.
basically.
In my opinion, it's because like girls get spoken to or hollered at by men all the time, so we automatically shut it off. It has to be a benefit, you know what I mean? In that moment. So I feel like if you're like gonna get her coffee or something, then you could decide and be like, "What's your name? Where are you from?" And then talk from there. You
I wouldn't want to.
Talking to
It
them.
feels like too much pressure.
Serial
I feel like
killer
doing
vibes.
that. Like,
Bro, I don't know you. You're buying my coffee. Like.
But see, that's what's crazy about, and that's why it's so hard to talk to girls now, is because everything, way too many things go into the serial killer category. Like, realistically, buying somebody a coffee should not be that creepy. But there's like I think that honestly, I don't even think that there are so many creeps. I think that like women have been kind of deluded by like Law and Order and like fucking true crime, that they think that everybody's a serial killer.
Mm-hmm.
So as a guy, it's like that's like priority number 1 is you have to convince them that you're not a serial killer, because we live in the social media age where it's like, the best evidence that I have of me not being a serial killer is that, like, look, I have all these followers who apparently don't think that I'm a serial killer.
There's a guy recently that was on TikTok that killed his wife. You know what I mean? So it's like, you never, just because you're famous don't mean you're not a murderer
I'm
or a
not saying
killer.
that being famous makes you impossible for
less
you to be a
likely.
killer. I would say it's less likely, though.
It's less likely they would think you are, but you could still be that.
You could, but
I could be a serial killer right now. I could have killed all my exes. That's why you never met any
a
of them.
lot of people say you can be a criminal and you could be famous, but you can't be a famous criminal. Well, at the same time, and that's the whole point. It's like,
that's why when you're doing like nightlife, if you're alone, it makes things a lot harder. Not that it can't be done. I've fucked plenty of chicks. I've succeeded in taking plenty of chicks home when I went out alone, but it makes it so much easier when you have social proof and when you're with guys, when you have a group of friends. You're so much more trust. Chicks feel so much better about you as a dude. Like, she feels much more willing to hook up with you and go back to your place when she's seen you socializing with other dudes and other chicks, even just people in general. Like, just if you're alone, if she doesn't see you with anyone, it's like you go down in value in her eyes. Like, she's not as comfortable with you. She's gonna need to have serious attraction to you in order to come home with you and hook up with you. If like she knows that you're there alone, it's just so much. It's so much easier when you're with people. Definitely, I definitely have a much higher success rate in sealing the deal just when I'm out with friends, like when I'm socializing in nightlife. I'm talking about nightlife. Daygame's a totally different story. Yeah, I mean, and then even again, like Sam says, go to a club with a bunch of girls, ideally, and get a section. Like, I mean, again, like if you're seen with chicks, that's pre-selection. That's seriously valuable too. Like, that's like anytime I'm out in Tokyo with a chick, it's like, holy shit. It's just crazy. Like, if I'm walking down the street with a hot chick, like, I'm walking down the street alone, like chicks will just walk by me, ignore me and shit. But if I'm walking down the street with a chick, I feel like a fucking celebrity. Like, because I'm talking about the amount of IOIs that I'll get is insane. It's a total, I don't know what it is, but I do know what it is. It's like pre-selection. Chicks are like, why is this? why? What's it about him? Like what? You know, chicks start to see you as being more attractive. They want what they can't have. You know, that's chicks. Chase says, but Mac, don't you think the part of the problem could be that they're so focused on sex that they overthink it and fuck up? They're not in the moment. Yeah, I mean, chicks definitely do not respond well to a guy that is too thirsty about it. And I always say there's a sweet spot, like there's a spot where like a guy is like thirsty but not too thirsty. It's like you want to be horny, you want to have that sexual energy, but you don't want to be like wearing it on your sleeve kind of thing. Um, like the sweet spot is where you're getting sex, like you're regularly getting laid. It's not that you're in a dry spell or anything like that. You're having sex, but you're still horny, you know. Um, and then you kind of like you approach chicks with that sexual energy, but not with that like desperation. If chicks sense any kind of thirst or desperation off you, it's like if you're too enthusiastic about the interaction, then it will. If you're too enthusiastic about the interaction, then she'll be she'll just be turned off by it a lot, you know, because it just like seems like you're desperate. Desperation is not an attractive, uh, it's not an attractive characteristic or about a man at all. You know, chicks want to get with guys that other girls want to fuck and other guys want to be. You know, if it seems like you don't have any other options or you're not getting laid already, they don't want to have anything to do with you. That's why the sexual marketplace is so fucking unfair, and that's I'm not complaining about it. It is what it is. We have to accept it. Like guys that are getting laid are getting laid. You know, they're getting laid more and more. It's like the rich get richer, the poor get poorer, and it's it's the same for money. It's the same for sex. Um, Chase says, Mac, do you think this contradicts with the female friends? Red Pill talks about not having female platonic friends, but I think having female friends is advantage as it establishes social proof with. Personally, I honestly don't have female friends, but I have friends. I have other male friends in Tokyo, some good friends of mine that do play this game, and it works it works pretty well for them. Um, Even I benefit from them having female friends. Uh, Personally, I just don't like having to maintain relationships with platonic friendships with females, but it can definitely I can see the benefits in it. Um, it's like you get invited to social events, to parties with a lot of hot chicks around. um so it's funny because in sometimes I feel like I'm benefiting more than my friend that has to benefit, that my friend that maintains platonic relationships with his female friends. And he does it strategically. He doesn't do it, he knows what he's doing. Like, he's not doing it just to be, he knows it gets him access to more chicks by having, by not having sex with certain chicks. So there is some strategy to it. But yeah, that he's left with dealing with chicks and all that shit. Yeah. Jay says, I'm not thirsty with them, but female friends have been advantageous for me in terms of getting into places I otherwise wouldn't and get with their friends. Yeah, it's just it definitely, there's definitely some advantages to it, but again, it's like a lot of chicks don't actually like, they're not going to like pimping out their friends. They're like, it's going to be hard to maintain even friendships with them if you're hooking up with their friends. They'll even if they think you're just even if they know they're your friend, they'll get jealous that if you're hooking up with their friends. So that's why it can be a tricky one to play. But yeah, I've definitely benefited from my friend having female friends because he invites me to parties of his other female friends, and sometimes I feel like I benefit more than him. So it's kind of funny, but I'm definitely not complaining about it because I don't have to deal with the shit. I'm like his friend that comes along, the mysterious guy, and then you know, I can almost benefit from it. I benefit from it more than him. Sometimes I feel like, but yeah.
Like if you were a criminal and you're famous, then you probably would have already been caught. Maybe, who knows?
So I know how you're gonna meet girls. This is the way.
Mm-hmm.
So you already gotta have a girl. Do you have a hot girl like who's a friend? Hey, chill with her all the time. That's like right away. If I see a guy and he has a home girl, I automatically know he's safe. If she's friends with him, and that's just his friend, and she got.
That's funny because we're just talking about this in the chat, and she just mentioned it. But I mean, it's not as easy as like it's not going to be that easy to like just make a hot friend. You know, she's making it sound like, oh, you just find a super hot girl and just be friends with her. But no, definitely, like if you're strategic about it, like, and you're not being a simp, and you're not just being a simp on the outside, like trying to just be friends with it. If you're strategically using a chick to get access to other chicks, then yeah, it can be beneficial. But honestly, it's not the game that I play. I don't play that kind of game. Mainly because I'm just not that interested in being friends with chicks. You know, it just doesn't. Yeah, just I've I prefer hanging out with dudes, to be honest. Like it's like, if you're not fucking them, it's like you're her girlfriend. So, but no, like again, if you can maintain it and get some benefits from it, as in get access to parties, get access to other hot girls, without her fucking. If you're fucking maintaining a friendship with a girl and she's not allowing you, or if she's cock blocking you from banging her friends, then it's really not worth it, is it? Like, what are you doing? You're just one of her girlfriends then. So fuck that. But if you can work it, then go for it.
Got to talk you up. Like if I want to get my homeboy some pussy, I'm gonna be like, yo, my boy thinks you're mad pretty, and like
he's fucked up women are.
He's such a good
she
guy.
Knows you don't got no hot bitches,
Yeah.
and she's like, oh, this is what
No,
you're gonna
find
do.
one.
You're gonna get one hot girl, and you're gonna use her to lure in more.
Yes.
That does make sense, because I've noticed in the past, like back in the day, if I had some hot girl that I was friends with, oh my god, I'd be meeting girls left and right, because they see what, if you're a serial killer, why do you have a hot girl with you? Now, I mean, Charles Manson was surrounded by hot girls, but it's more difficult as a serial killer to get hot girls, right?
Even you walk in with your girl, I feel like more girls are gonna look at you than when you're by yourself.
Yeah,
because women want what
him more. They're like,
another
oh, he's
woman
a cool,
already
friendly
has.
guy. He's like anything he.
This is so fucking true. Like, it's super true. Like, if you're with a hot girl, even if you're an ugly, like, no matter what, no matter if you're good looking, bad looking, if you're with a hot girl, everyone's gonna check you out. Like, it doesn't matter where you're at. If you're in the club, if you're in the fucking walking down the street in daytime, if you're in Starbucks, you're gonna get so much attention from random chicks, man. Like, it's even when I'm out, just if I'm on a date with a chick, I'll notice it so much, man. Like, when I'm alone, it's just totally different. Like, I don't get even 10% the amount of IOIs I would get from chicks. But yeah, it depends on how you look as well. This is kind of off topic, but like fashion really fucking matters. Like, seriously does. Like, there's some outfits I wear and I won't get so many IOIs, but there's some other outfits that I'll wear that really suit me, and I know I look really good. When I look in the mirror, I look shit. I look fucking good. And when I wear the outfit that looks so, I'll go out and might get no IOIs. But then when I wear something that I know looks good on me and I feel good about myself and I roll out, I'll get way more IOIs. Way more. Fashion matters a lot. You want to be wearing clothes that look good on you. Like, it really, 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 really does help. Like, it really does help. I gotta say that. It's off topic, but it's everything about game is on top. Anything about game on this show is on topic.
he says to them, if he buys them drinks, they're not. He's not creepy because it's like there's a girl to vouch for him. Even if I wasn't his girlfriend, if I was just his friend, it's like okay, she vouches for you.
And
you're
that's
cool.
why
You're safe.
the dudes that I've known in my life who are the best at getting girls were the guys who were super good at maintaining friendships with the girls, whether they fuck them or not. The guy who can become friends with every single girl that he meets and then like basically pick and choose which ones he wants to have sex with.
Yeah.
Great spot to be in. At me, I'm not really like that. I'm kind of like an asshole who just like would meet a girl, talk to her for a couple of days, and then
you just got super lucky.
That's not good. Yeah.
It's funny because I'm like Adam in a way. I'm not like my friend here in Tokyo. He's good at maintaining these friendships, and I just don't really have the patience for it. But that doesn't mean I'm not good at game. That just means I'm not really interested in maintaining like friendships like with a lot of people. It's but yeah, I just roll out, I'm just like, I just game chicks. If it doesn't work out with them, I burn, like, it's like, fuck it. Like, we're either fucking or we're not. Like, there's not going to be some friendship thing. I'm not playing the long game. I'm just like, straight to the point. But again, it doesn't mean I don't recognize the advantages of, playing other kinds. There's many different kinds of game. There's many different ways to skin a cat, as they would say, There's many different ways to do things, It's not all like just fucking black and white. This is the way you do it. There's different ways to do things. That's definitely for sure.
He's really making me look bad here. He's talking about all the bad things he likes to.
What?
all his bad behavior. I'm like, shut up.
I've been treating you like a queen, even though you're over here drinking fucking LaCroix, and I'm treating you like a class act. Okay.
So then how would I get that hot girl? What am I doing?
No,
That's what I'm saying.
No, get a homegirl. You don't got any.
Do you have
homegirls?
any girlfriends?
Am I doing something wrong?
Like friends,
That
just
are
or
girls?
sisters.
Yeah, but I haven't talked to them forever because of all this COVID shit that's been happening.
So start talking to them again.
I've only been talking to my guy homies, man.
Oh, so you went gay for COVID?
No.
What?
Throw a little reunion party. Have everyone over. Rekindle your friendships.
I have the answers. Okay, so my ex actually told me that he started going to swinger parties. So he goes, this shit will fuck you up because it'll make you never want to go to a regular club again. You go to a strip club, bitch is not talking to you unless you're paying them. Mm-hmm. You could go to a swinger party as a bull, meaning a single guy, and you're there to fuck people's wives. Are you looking for a girlfriend or sex?
You know what? I don't know.
I think you're looking for sex. If you wanted to cheat on your girlfriend, clearly you don't want to be in the relationship.
I've only known you for 10 minutes, and I don't really think you're ready for the swinger party thing. That's kind of like that's might be a blip.
No, he looks like
he's definitely not ready for the swinger party. But I've been to swinger parties. Are pretty awesome, actually. Oh my god, there's a bunch of them in Tokyo, but yeah, that's a story for another day. But yeah, you see some shit at those kinds of places. Oh my god,
anxious to nut right now. So I'm telling him how. Like, go to a swinger party as a bull, meaning a single man, and or even better, go with your homeboy because you pay less as a couple.
Oh,
but then once you're in there, be a bull.
Have you ever gotten a hooker?
Nah.
Do you feel like you're too good for it?
Oh, then you're not.
Fair enough. But I do think maybe that would take some of the pressure off if you could get yourself a prostitute and sort of have her, like, tell you that you're fucked to make you feel a little more comfortable around other girls.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not.
No.
Why don't you just date, like, lower your standards? Maybe your standards are too high.
I wouldn't even say my standards are high. I mean,
no,
his standards is that they have to be human, and he's having a hard time filling that.
No, but a 6,
I don't know,
like I'm saying,
are the problem.
like a 5 is more likely to give it up quicker than a 10.
I mean, I wouldn't say I could wait to get it. I'm just saying, like, Well,
you ever had sex with a girl that you would consider morbidly obese?
No.
Okay, well,
why not? That's the best pussy you'd ever had.
Start there and work up from there. That's my advice. Date someone who maybe can't get out of their chair.
Ooh, why don't you go to strip clubs? Like, go, you know how bartenders go, like, hey, come to my bar. Mm-hmm. There you go. You could go meet them. Yeah,
but we all know through Blue Jasmine that those
That's
girls
what I'm saying.
Here's my opinion about if a guy's in a rut, I think it's more beneficial to him in terms of getting back into the swing of things by having sex. Guys are better off having sex than by not having sex, because the longer you're in the rut, the worse your game becomes, the more thirsty you become. So, like, guys might disagree with this, but if you haven't had sex in a long time, for me, for a long time for guys is a different thing. But for me, not having sex even in a week is a long time. But like, I mean, some guys haven't had sex in a year or years. Like, in that case, like, well, you first of all, your game is seriously bad. Like, and you don't understand women, and you don't understand how to get women, and you're just like totally lost. Like, if you haven't had sex in a year, even, but like, it just makes things a lot easier when you've had sex, even if it's with a chick that's busted. And I'm not like advocating going around like lowering your like getting with it. It really depends on where you're at. Like, if you're a busted guy, then you can't be expecting to get with tens. Like, it's like, what the like, dude, come on. Like, and some guys just have such, like, maybe they're out of shape, they've low testosterone. Like, this is a terrible combination. A guy that's out of shape, has low testosterone, but he has like very high standards. It's like, dude, like, sit the fuck down. Like, just like, some guys, there's a very terrible combination and that's just how I explained it. Is a guy that is out of shape, therefore, he's fat, so he has low testosterone, and he has high standards. Dude, you're not, no wonder you haven't gotten laid in years, because you're fat, you've low T, and your standards are too high. You're never gonna get laid. You're never gonna get laid. Just forget about it. So those guys, first of all, they need to get themselves in shape. But while they're getting themselves in shape, they might need to they need to get the ball rolling. So they might need to, they might need to have a few slump busters. And I think a slump buster, as in a chick, that isn't the best looking, but it's gonna get you laid. It's gonna take the pressure off you. It's like it breaks the dry spell. It's just beneficial. Like, honestly, it is beneficial. Like, to be getting laid. Then if it can break a fucking year-long dry spell, by you hooking up with a girl that's like, you wouldn't date her, you might not even want to be seen with her, but if it breaks the fucking dry spell, because there's like dry spells can get out of control. Like, there's a lot of guys with out of control dry spells. I'm talking like, if it's anything more than, I would say an out of control dry spell is anything more than 3 months. You're in a bad spot. Like, you're starting to get into like bad territory. If it's more than 3 months, and I know there's guys out there that it's much longer than 3 months, but sometimes it's the guys with the fucking low T that have the higher standards, and they have low T because they're so out of shape. And it's like, oh my god, I could never fuck her. And it's, dude, you've low T. You're not horny. You're out of shape. Like, you're fat. You have a lot of estrogen running through your body. Like, it's just the way it is, man. Some guys really need to fucking lose the weight and increase their testosterone levels, because when you've high testosterone, you really need to fuck. Like, you're not gonna give a fuck. Like, these picky guys, picky eaters. Like, again, I'm not saying like this is like, when you get to a certain point, you don't have to punch down. Like, but I just do think it is more beneficial to break your dry spell with a girl that you're not necessarily going to fucking marry her. You're not even going to date her, but it's just like, it releases the stress. It fucking it increases your confidence as well, because yeah, sure, she's not a hottie. You don't even want to date her, but at least you got laid, at least you've gotten laid. Like, at least you've fucking gotten laid. Jesus Christ. Like I said, if you haven't had sex in 3 months, it's starting to, like, you're in a bad spot. Like, you're not in a good spot. Like, because it gets hard. Like, the thing about it is, it gets harder. Like, you lower your confidence. You start to doubt yourself. It's a shit. Like, it's quite a long time, 3 months as well,
There to take your money and then vent about it.
No, but not if she might like you.
The
You never know.
bartender, the most coveted, difficult to get. Any establishment you go to, if you're a girl and you're the bartender, I mean, you're like the most coveted, like, popular girl in the world.
Chase says, we've all been there. Settling for a 5 is what must be done once in a while. You must make a sacrifice for the gods. Indeed. Yeah, we've all been there, but there's some guys that haven't been there. Like, and these are the guys with the low, like I just explained earlier, the worst combination you can have as a guy is if you're fucking out of shape, you're fat, you're fucking full of estrogen, and you have high standards. It's a fucking disastrous mix, because what's going to happen is you're never going to get laid. You're never going to get laid. I've dealt with some of these guys. I know some of these guys. They don't get laid. They don't get laid because they've low T, their standards are too high, and who do they think they're going to fuck? And they don't fuck. They never fuck. And they have out of control dry spells. No wonder why. Because they're not taking care of their fitness, they're not taking care of their health, and their standards are too high. They're too high for the position they're in. If they were in shape, they were fired up, had fucking fire blood, fucking tiger blood, they'd be out fucking raw dogging 5s, and they'd feel better about it. They'd feel better about their position. And then once you learn game and you start to put the jigsaw pieces together, you don't have to go out, and you can up your standards. You start fucking some 6s, some 7s, 8s, odd 9, the 10, depends on your game, depends on how high value you become as a man, how much your game, how good your game is. There's you can take it to all kinds of levels. There's levels to game.
Bro, because everybody has to go to you to get the thing that they came there to drink.
But if you're nice to her, she could get you a bitch. Because she's a bartender, that means she's like
being
low
nice
in charge.
to all the girls that you meet when you're single is kind of like bare minimum, because you got to at least like try to keep good relations with women in general.
Why don't you just pay bitches no mind and act like you're just will be more attracted to that?
So why do dudes have to treat women like shit for them to like them?
Some women are
because
into
they
them.
have trauma.
No, you think I have trauma?
Well, I don't know.
I have a lot of trauma, but I'm saying, like, it's that obvious.
Well, if you want to be treated like shit, then it seems like a pretty fair bet.
Yeah, don't treat women like shit. Be nice.
But that's what you just said.
Don't listen to me.
Treating it, guys got it kind of twisted about the whole treating women like shit. It's not like treating a woman like shit is it doesn't mean that you're like an asshole to her. It doesn't mean that, because if you go and treat a woman like literally like if you're an asshole to a girl, obviously she's not going to want anything to do with you. But when people say, oh, you got to treat them like shit, what that means is kind of like fucking them and not giving them attention, not calling them back, leaving them on red, stuff like this. Is what we mean when we talk about treating women like shit. It's not like you're like, hey bitch, fuck you. Like if you do that, you're like, she's gonna block you. You're not gonna. But what it is, treating a woman like shit in the way that will increase her attraction to you, is when you lay some seriously good pipe, and then she messages you, you leave her on red, you reply late, you flake on her. This is the kind of treating like shit that increases her attraction to you. It's not like, hey, fuck you, bitch. Like, no, that's not, so there is a difference.
She's been doing this comedy routine for her entire life where it's like, oh my God, I'm fucked up.
The sad thing is, this isn't even a routine. This is like me just recording myself.
We're gonna have you sit in that corner next.
Oh, let's do it.
She's actually gonna peg you after the cameras go off.
No, thank you.
Oh, what the fuck?
Mustache man.
I think you should cut your mustache.
Yeah, I think that would help.
Whoa.
I think it would
cut your
really
hair
help.
curl.
I think like your
You consider that a
mustache.
Jerry curl?
Me? I don't know.
I
don't
feel like
think
your
so.
mustache would do good in Brooklyn and like Williamsburg, like where the hippies be.
So
So
should I
like
put it
go to
down?
LA where the hippies
So should I put
be.
it down? No, I can't really right now because I already have it done up.
Yeah,
But
or
that's
you
the
can go
thing.
where the hippies are.
That's the thing. It's
I
supposed
feel
to
like
be
they would
like
like that.
I don't give a fuck.
If you go to Williamsburg, they're gonna be looking at this.
You don't give a fuck, but you
camera loop on.
This guy could be a fucking serious Chad if he changed his style. Like, he needs to change his style. He needs to get a haircut. He needs to change his fashion. It's just a little, yeah, it's not, I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not attractive. It's not it's not gonna make the ladies swoon over. And a chick is never gonna look at him and be, oh my god, he's so hot. No, like I don't know. If he was wearing like better sneakers, better jeans, tighter fitting. If he was like jacked and ripped, he's looking pretty big. But if he was wearing a tight fitting t-shirt, yeah, man, better haircut, better t-shirt, better jeans and shoes. He has a lot of potential, but he's not look maxing at all actually.
On your pants, they're gonna be like, oh no.
That's a Williams great.
No.
I think that you do give a fuck because you gelled it.
You gelled
You
it.
gelled
Well, yeah,
it.
because that's how you got to get it to curl. If not, it's just a goatee.
Yeah, well,
if I was
nobody
dating
thought
him,
that you did that by accident.
Tell
Your
me-
mustache
tell me-
just started
Yeah, no,
curling.
if you were dating him, you wouldn't consider cutting that while
I'll
he
cut
was
it in his
sleeping.
sleep.
Hell yeah.
You guys don't like
You
it?
look like you don't take yourself
No.
seriously at all.
What do you mean I don't take
Because your
myself
face looks so
seriously?
silly with the upturned mustache.
Well,
Yeah, I
kinda-
mean, like I know a guy who dresses as a clown all the time, and he does that with his mustache, and it makes sense to me as a clown. Like as a clown, it seems like
It's
an
like a little
appropriate-
too goofy for my
style.
taste.
I see
But
what
that's
you're
just
saying.
my personal taste. Maybe some girl out there really is into it and she's gonna find you.
Mhm.
Maybe like a Hitler mustache would be cool.
Shut up.
No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
So maybe I shouldn't do the handlebar mustache.
might help.
Maybe
Might
just a
help.
regular
I don't do it
goatee.
all the time.
Maybe
I kinda just did
rethinking
it.
your facial hair in general would be a good.
This guy, if you got a fucking fade, and he could grow out, like if he grew if he got grew like a 10 millimeter beard, got it shaped up, squared off his beard, the guy'd be a fucking Chad, man. He has Chad potential, but he's not maxing out on it at all. Chase says it's not that women like guys who treat them badly, it's that they like a guy who puts himself first. He doesn't disrespect himself to sleep with women, and therefore they want to sleep with him more. Absolutely, 100%. Chicks want to get with guys that put himself first, absolutely. They don't want to get with a guy that's going to, worship the fucking ground they walk on, like chase after them, all that bullshit. It'll turn her off a lot. Not good.
I'm imagining your default photo on Instagram was just that mustache. Okay.
It's a normal picture.
All right.
No, I don't
What
really
is
do
your
that.
default photo on Instagram? Because if your DM is
Can you
might
see it?
matter.
Yeah.
I wish
I wish we had like guests watching that we could like rate his Instagram, right?
Okay, it's a
Okay, it's a photo of your face.
So that's
That's
good.
That's
You
good.
don't even
You don't even have a
mustache in here.
mustache
This
in
is
here.
like
This is like a cat
Oh,
thing.
no, if you go to my stories and you look at my stories.
He has no
God, the story.
No,
He's
no,
not
no,
gonna
no,
go to your
A
old
lot.
story. He
Picture
doesn't.
myself.
Yo, that don't even look like you.
That,
Who the
no,
fuck is
fuck
that
is
guy?
this?
Yeah, you have a shaved face.
You would get so much more pussy if you look like that.
What?
Okay, so my first
What?
advice: go to the hood and real haircut one. Cut that shit off. Recent photos.
Mhm.
The fuck?
Yeah. No. The most recent ones I still play. Yeah.
So where the cheerleaders at?
That I mean I don't know. That's what.
All right, yeah, on mute. Anyway, I think we've seen enough of that. But the guy has Chad potential. There's a lot of guys with wasted potential, man. Like, he could be a fucking Chad, but it's just his style is not. He's not about it. He's doing everything wrong. He's not doing any day game. He's not doing cold approaches. He's DMing random chicks. His style is bad. It's not like terrible, but like it's bad. And he doesn't get laid as a result. He doesn't get related. Like, there's nothing worse than a wasted potential in a dude. Like, it's just like, yeah. I had a friend similar to that guy back in Ireland. He was like 6'3" or 4", super Chad jawline, like, good looking dude, like kind of model looks, but he was such a stoner, man. Such a stoner. Just like super like he had super low T because he was so high all the time, and he was just like wouldn't really chase women. And I remember he eventually used some dating app. This guy got so ripped off on dating. Oh my god, this guy was a Chad, like a fucking 6'4" Chad, man, like chisel jaw, like a square, like Captain America jaw. And he ended up with this fucking, like, I would honestly say she was a 4 out of 10. A 4 out of 10. It was the weirdest looking mismatch ever. But I mean, you get what you deserve in a way, because he never did any, he barely did night game. If he did do night game, he would always get so fucked up that he would never ever get anything. And then he tried using dating apps, and he ended up dating this 4 out of 10. Like, she was not attractive at all. Like, it's just wasted potential, man. He could have, yeah. But a lot of guys out there like that. But it is what it is. I mean, if any of you guys haven't got laid in over 3 months, you're in. That's a good test as to whether or not you have game or not. 3 months is like, oh shit, I gotta sort something out. I gotta fix this problem. But if you haven't gotten laid in over 3 months, you should hit me up for consultation, and I'll sort you guys out. Sometimes it's just you need to be told. Like, it could be pretty obvious truths, but maybe it's just like you need someone to like fucking like tell you what to do, tell you where you're going wrong, why you're not getting laid, what it is you're doing wrong. So if it's a thing that you haven't gotten laid in over 3 months, even a month, or if you get laid very sparsely, like once or twice a year, or certainly. But I would say if you haven't gotten laid in over 3 months, you need to hit me up ASAP for a consultation. There's a link in the chat, and you can sort it out. But as usual, guys, like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna go out to the park, do a workout now. So I'll be back. Today is Friday here in Tokyo, Japan. So I'll be back on Monday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Chase says, how often do you fuck, Max? 3 to 4 times a week is my healthy range. I mean, it depends, man. It goes in cycles, but at least once a week. But that's bare minimum. But it depends on how many plates I have at the time. I mean, there's been times where I fucked like 7 new girls, like each fucking day, each day a new girl. But that's those times they're more novelty times. That's more like, that takes like effort, like to be lining up dates and stuff. But if I have a plate coming over once a week, or rotating of the plates, I do a lot of night game. I pretty much have been going out every weekend for the past while, so, and I've been very successful at that. So you mix in one night stands with some of your plates and things like that. So there's a lot of sex going on in Tokyo. Certainly no issues going on. But it's like, it depends. Like right now, I'm at the point where it's like, how much sex do I want to have? I'm horny enough to have sex every day, but it's like, it involves like planning and having to arrange schedules and shit like that. But yeah. So, but I think your average guy is going to be very pleased by even having sex once a week, or having like one or two plates. But a lot boils down to like, how much sex do you want to have? Like when I was fired up, and when I really like want to have a lot of sex, like I said, I can make situations happen where it's like a new girl every day. Like a new girl every day. Like literally, it's like a strike. Like it's funny when you do it. Like it's holy shit, a strike a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. A new girl every day. I've had some degenerate times, but I think the rarest one I've had, this is pretty degenerate, but I remember one time, this was more than 2 years ago, but I remember one time I had this it's happened multiple times where I've had new girls every day. But I remember one time I said, "Fuck, I'm going to fuck a new girl in the ass every day this week," and that takes time to to arrange something like that because it involves getting a lot of contacts. And these are new girls; these are not plates. These were new girls. I remember one week I fucked a new girl every day in the ass, like it was like Monday to Friday, and that's hard to do because a lot of like Japanese girls, like some girls just don't like getting fucked in the ass, you know. So, but I just made it happen. The stars aligned. The stars aligned that time. Um, fun times, fun times. But again, if you want to learn how to do stuff like that, if you want to learn how to get, make that kind of thing happen, maybe it might not be possible where you live, but at least it should be possible to get a few plates. It should be possible to get a few plates on your roster. Like, if you're living in some small village in the countryside, maybe you'd be happy with one or two girls that you rotate. It really is not. It's not we're not all equal. We need to adjust. If I lived back in Ireland, I'd have to change up my game. It would have to be a different kind of game that I would play. But it's a different. I can do things different here in Tokyo. But yeah, if you're struggling, if you haven't gotten laid in ages, and you're not satisfied with your sex life, hit me up, book a consultation. I'll make it worth your time and effort. So until next week, guys, peace out. Bye bye.